Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about lesson 29 in Saxon, multiplying fractions and reducing fractions. All right, let's get started on this. For the first one, it says, what fraction is this of that? The word is means equals. So we're saying, hey, what is this when we equals? The word of means multiply. So we want to multiply these two things. Lovely dovely, when we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. So I get 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 4 is 8, and that is it. You always want to double check that you can reduce your fractions, and in this case, we don't need to reduce. So our answer is 3 over 8. So remember, the word of means multiply. The word is means equals. It's not totally relevant, the word is for this, but now you know. All right, let's multiply 3/4 times 2/3. Now, we could multiply straight across the top, 6 over 12, straight across the bottom. Now, if we do that, we're going to have to reduce this. We can reduce that because I know 6 is, if I divide the top and bottom by 6, I end up with 1/2. Now, how could we have done this differently from the beginning? Well, what we could have done is take 3 over 4 times 2 over 3, and we could cross cancel. Don't get that confused with cross multiply. Cross cancel. What that means is we get rid of our 3's. Divide this by 3, I get 1. Divide this by 3, I get 1. And then divide this by 2, I get 1. Divide this by 2, I get 2. Multiply straight across the top, I get 1. Straight across the bottom, I get 2. You see, either way, either method, I end up with 1/2. So either way works. All right, multiply this guy. 4 times 2/3. We can turn anything into a fraction by putting it over 1. Multiply straight across the top, we get 8. Straight across the bottom, we get 3. Let's turn that bad boy into a mixed number. Okay, so, sorry if my microphone was too far away, I just realized that. So we're gonna turn that into a mixed number. We're going to say 3, and then my phone beeps, right? Wonderful, 3 over 8. 8 goes under the table because it's right there on top of the table. And so 3 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. That leaves me with a remainder of 2. So 2, and then we always put it over 3. So 8/3 is the same as 2 and 2/3. All right, let's do another one. Next one, number 4. We got 3 pennies, and they're placed side by side. The diameter of 1 penny is 3/4 of an inch. Bam, right here is 3/4 of an inch. How long is the row? That means we've got 3/4, and we're taking that and we're multiplying it by, I get really excited about math and spit. We're gonna multiply that by 3. If we do that, remember we can put anything over 1. So 3 over 1, we get 9 over 4. 9/4 of an inch is kind of weird, so we're gonna turn that into a mixed number. Remember, 9's on top of the table, so we're gonna put it under the table. 4 goes into 9 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, I get 1. 1 and 1, or my remainder is 1, and then I put it over a 4. So 9/4, which is the same as 2 1/4 inches. This is a word problem, so use your units. All right, we got to reduce this. Now, they're going to tell you could reduce this by finding the greatest common factor. And looking at that, that would be 4. Divide this by 4, divide this by 4, you end up with 2 over 3. Greatest common factor is great and all, but I'm going to tell you the method I use is 2, 3, and 5. Is it divisible by 2? If it is, you can just cut it in half. So watch this. I have 8 over 12. If I cut this in half, I get 4. Cut this in half, I get 6. Can I cut them in half again? Sure can. 2 over 3. Now, I called it the 2, 3, 5 method because we can do 2, 3, or 5. Now, is that divisible by 3? No. Is it divisible by 5? No. Sometimes 7. Keep that in mind. That's the easiest way, I think. Cut it in half until you can't anymore, and then divide by 3, 5, sometimes 7. All right, so let's take a look at this one. We've got example number 6. We have 2 over 1, right? Because we can put anything over 1. Let's cross cancel. Divide, and when I'm cross canceling, this is why. 2 times, up top it's 2 times 5, and on the bottom it's 12. Well, 12 is really 2 times 6, right? So bam, let's get rid of those 2's and we're left with 5 over 6. 5 over 6, bam, you got it, that's it. You could multiply straight across the top, that would give you 10. Straight across the bottom would give you 12, and then we cut those in half. We get 5, cut that in half, we get 6. Either way, you end up with the same answer. Just want to give you different methods. There were 8 baseball bats and 12 gloves in the bag. What is the ratio of bats to gloves? Bats to gloves. Remember, a ratio is just a fraction. So bats to gloves. Bats were 8, gloves were 12. We always, always, always reduce. So that's going to be 4, cut them in half, 4 over 6. Cut them in half again, we get 2 over 3. So there were 2 bats for every 3 gloves. Bats, gloves. Bam! All right, let's do some practice. The practice problems are in your book, but right now you can pause the video and do those if you'd like, and then come on back. There's 2 sets. you'll also want to do that. Okay, so let's practice. The word of means multiply. So 1/2 times 4/5 gives us 4/10. Can we reduce that? Yes, we can cut those in half. 2/5 is our answer. 1/4 of 2/3. This one we can cross cancel. We could cross cancel back here too, but I just was making it easier. So we've got 1 times 2 is 2. And then remember, 4 is really 2 times 2 times 3 downstairs. So 2 times 2 is 4 times 3. Cancel those 2's out. When you cancel out upstairs, you're still always left with a 1. So this is going to be 1/6 because 2 times 3 gives us 6. Cross cancel here. Bam, bam, get rid of those 3's. Then divide this. So if we multiplied, when we get rid of them, by the way, we are left with a 1. So that's going to be 2/4, which we can cut in half, and we get 1/2. All right, we got to turn these into a mixed number. Let's see. 5/6 is 30 times 6/5 is 30. So basically, this canceled, and I was just left with 1. All right, let's try this one. Put 5/1. So this gives me 10/3. We want to put these into mixed numbers. So 3 goes into 10 3 times with a remainder of 1. So 1 1/3 would be my final answer. All right, 2. So for this one, we're going to have 8/3. 3 goes into 8 2 times with a remainder of 2. So that's going to be 2/3, just like that. Okay, now let's do some reducing. 9. This is one we can't cut in half, but we can divide by 3. Divide by 3, divide by 3. I end up with 3/4. That's as good as that's getting. These guys I can cut in half. I get 3/5. That's as good as that one's getting. All right, look at this one. Cut this in half, I get 9/12. Am I done? No, because remember, 9/12, we can divide by 3. So divide by 3, divide by 3, and I cut those in half. We get 3/4. Last one. In a group of 30 children, there were 20 girls, assuming the others were boys. What was the ratio of girls or boys to girls? Boys to girls. The order is important here. If it says boys to girls, you got to do boys on top, girls on bottom. There were 20 girls and 30 children, so that means there were 10 boys and 20 girls. Look at this. When you're reducing fractions, you can just lob off your zeros. Don't do that for any other number, only zeros. So what's the ratio? 1 to 2. For every 1 boy, there were 2 girls. Hopefully this helps, and we will see you next time.